I want to be the best. Today's fighters, they have been taught that that's not the way to do it nowadays. Nowadays, go for the bag.
Because the only fight for Tank outside of, after Lamont Roach, was Shakur Stevenson.
Facts.
Right? Now they've got another opponent that will do well at the gate because of the controversy.
Yep.
And it ain't Shakur Stevenson. I keep telling people, Shakur Stevenson beats Tank.
An article, when we look at all the great fighters that's been, I would say disrespected, but they was going through that. Oh, he ain't fight this, he ain't do this. All of them go through that. That's part of the boxing game. Stay strong, youngin', you know.
Roy Jones Jr. confronted Gervonta Tank Davis, urging him to fight Shakur Stevenson instead of Jake Paul. He criticized modern fighters for prioritizing money over legacy, saying too many are chasing paychecks instead of greatness. According to Roy, Tank learned this mindset from his mentor, Floyd Mayweather, choosing safe, profitable fights rather than risky ones that could define his career. Jones believes this approach reflects a troubling shift in boxing's culture, where passion and pride have been replaced by business and profit. For him, true greatness comes from testing yourself against the best, not just collecting big purses.
The same thing, so why can't he do it? You know what I'm saying? He made more money than anybody. He was smarter than everybody. He didn't take too many stupid risks. That's what he did, and it worked for him. And people okay with that and accepting it, so why can't Tank do it? Tank can do the same thing the mentor did. That's what the mentor is for, to teach you how to do this thing the smart way and not get you hurt, not have to take no risks, not to take many chances. So if that's what you learn, if that's the easy way out, why not do that?
The boxing world agree that a showdown between Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis is what truly represents the spirit of boxing. Both fighters are elite technicians with proven skill, discipline, and championship pedigree, making their matchup far more appealing than Tank's rumored fight with Jake Paul, who remains more of a celebrity boxer than a seasoned professional. Fans crave real competition, not exhibitions built around fame and money. A Davis versus Stevenson fight would capture what boxing is all about: legacy, skill, and pride. It's the kind of clash that defines eras of fight fans have been waiting years to see, because it would finally settle who stands as the most complete fighter of their generation, something no social media spectacle can replace.
If we can get Shakur to have 2 belts, we have Tank to get a couple of the belts, and you have a undisputed fight for those two in Las Vegas, in America, between 2 American guys getting undisputed championship of the world, that would be a mega fight. And we're talking about 2 guys that you have the most dominant, persistent, powerful guy, pound for pound powerful guy, I should say, in Tank, who also is very good defensively, but then you're fighting the best defensive fighter in the entire world, in my opinion. That is a fight I would love to see happen. I would be a big fan of, but I think if we could let that kind of fester and develop for a little bit, and we get that fight, summertime next year, fall of next year, where this is an undisputed fight, I think that's the fight we would love to see have happen. I would be all for that. And I think it's realistic. Like I said, I don't think Tank's losing to anybody except for possibly Shakur, and I don't think Shakur's losing to anybody except for possibly Tank.
Legend Roy Jones Jr., one of the most respected voices in the sport, stated confidently that Jake Paul will never become a world champion. He didn't say it out of spite, but from experience, understanding what it truly takes to reach that level. Jones explained that boxing is far more than training and publicity. It demands years of experience, ring IQ, and the toughness to survive elite competition. While he acknowledged Jake's improvement and his positive impact on boxing's visibility, he emphasized that real greatness comes from facing dangerous, skilled opponents, not chasing fame or easy paydays. His message carried the weight of a man who fought and beat the best, serving as a reminder that true champions are made through struggle, not spectacle.
Will Jake Paul become a world champion?
No.
Why?
I think if they make him fight tough opponents, guys with experience, those guys will beat him. Now, to catch somebody like myself at the end of their career, or somebody like Tyson at the end of their career, the chances are much higher, because now it becomes more of a 50-50. You got a guy who's better than him, but the age factor, you understand me? And that's the only way to balance it for him to make it a 50-50 fight. Somebody who's on his level at the same age, those guys have too much experience.
Yeah.
You understand me? So he's not gonna beat those guys. But you find a guy who is past his prime, who has a mentality further than his, but past their prime, it kind of evens the stakes.
Tim Bradley shared his take. suggesting that Shakur Stevenson doesn't necessarily need a fight with Gervonta Davis. In his view, if Shakur truly believes Tank hasn't faced real challenges or achieved anything significant, then pursuing that fight makes little sense. Bradley argued that Shakur's interest in Tank might be driven more by exposure than legacy, because Tank's name carries attention, ratings, and money. He pointed out that too many modern fighters chase the spotlight instead of proving who's truly the best. Still, Bradley admitted that deep down, Shakur likely sees Tank as a challenge worth facing, not just for fame, but for what he represents: power, popularity, and pride. Even so, Bradley maintains that real champions should chase legacy, not just pay-per-view numbers.
Elite fighters, so on and so forth. So, with that being said, why even want to entertain the fight with Tank Davis? I mean, how much credit are you going to really get, Shakur, besides the money, right? That's what Tank brings. He brings interest. He brings a lot of fans in the seats, you know. But as far as legacy goes, if people are holding Tank at a very low status, well, do you need him? Do you really need him? How you doing, man? Good morning. Do you really need him? Because I personally don't think that you need him, you know. Shakur, you should be here to create your own legacy. You know, you're about the competition. You are about that bread as well. And I think it's important for you to really look at the landscape, man, of boxing and see where your big money fights are, you know, besides Tank Davis. As you know, you hear through the grapevine, I think he even told you on X that, you know, he's contemplating retirement after this Jake Paul fight. You know, you're getting ready, hopefully, if Teofimo Lopez signs the contract, Shakur, to be fighting Teofimo Lopez, who has accomplished quite a bit in the sport, man, and has been in the ring with some legends, Josh Taylor, also Lomachenko. I think that type of fight makes sense. You know, going up to 140 pounds, getting another strap, you know, beating the quote unquote the Ring Magazine champion, or considered the best #1 fighter at 140 pounds.
Former world champion Carl Froch didn't mince words when addressing Jake Paul's decision to fight Gervonta Davis. He accused Jake of being a bully, exploiting his natural size advantage over a much smaller opponent. Froch argued that while Jake may look dominant, facing someone 2 weight classes below doesn't prove boxing ability, it proves manipulation. He dismissed the matchup as a marketing stunt rather than a legitimate contest, criticizing it for undermining boxing's competitive integrity. Froch emphasized that the sport should be built on skill, courage, and fair competition, not viral moments and financial gimmicks. His blunt comments echoed the frustration of traditional fans who feel boxing is becoming more about business than bravery.
I think it's ridiculous. Jake Paul's taking the piss, like he always does, just from saying I'm going to fight AJ tonight's fighting Gervonta Davis.
Yeah.
Who's 100 pounds in weight lighter. 100 pounds. Weight divisions in boxing are split up, some of them, the lower weights, by 3 or 4 pounds. All I can say about Jake Paul fighting somebody half his size is he's a bully. Why are you fighting a guy half his size? It's wrong.
Yeah.
He's gone from Krusty the Clown now to Sideshow Bob. He's getting worse. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is a guy that's just taking a piss out of the sport, and I don't think this is actually gained much interest. The press conference was dead.
Yeah.
I noticed there weren't many press there. It's not had big media coverage.
Yeah.
I think people are finally realising, actually, that this is a big charade. And yeah, I think I'm not impressed. Gervonta Davis, I think maybe he's had enough of the game. He got drawn in his last fight. He was lucky to get the draw as well. But yeah, the whole thing, again, it's a clown show. And Jake Paul's a bully.
Stevenson made a bold claim, saying Gervonta Davis will never agree to fight him because he knows how difficult that matchup would be. Shakur delivered the statement calmly, but with absolute confidence in his abilities. He believes Tank's team understands the risk of facing someone with his defensive genius and tactical control. Stevenson is known for reading opponents, neutralizing aggression, and dictating pace, traits that could frustrate an explosive puncher like Tank. His comments were seen as a psychological jab, designed to challenge Davis's pride and push him toward the fight. Yet so far, Tank has remained silent, seemingly focused on big money bouts that protect his record rather than fights that test his greatness.
One more question before I go. Why not fight Tank at 135?
Tank ain't gonna fight him, man. He not gonna fight him.
You gotta realize with Tank, he on that other side with
Take all the cupcakes. Now let's say it.
Man, I'm quite sure.
Look,
Tank to fight you. So he's saying he don't want to put that record up.
Look,
Shady, I know Tank.
Man.
I know Tank, Shady.
I know Tank too.
Let him talk. Go ahead.
Hey, I know Tank too, and I know for a fact at the end of the day, like, he is not jumping into no fight with me. Like, that's a whole different type of atmosphere. That's not like fighting up.
So basically, you telling me Tank's scared?
I ain't gonna say the man scared. I'm just saying for a fact.
So what
I know he not jumping in the ring with me.